Now, my final verdict, my final review regarding Fujifilm X-M5. For who it is it for me, what I like, what I don't like about this camera after using it, after testing lots of lenses with it, after making lots of pictures with it. Let's see my final verdict right now. Hi there, Todor Matescu here. In this video, I want to address this camera from two perspectives. As biased as I can be from my perspective, from my personal perspective as a user of this camera, and also I will try to be objective and to think for who is this camera and to think for who Fujifilm thought about releasing this camera. Now, let's start with ergonomics. How it's the size and weight. Well, I am not too impressed for me, for my taste regarding size and weight. The weight is pretty okay, but the size being too small, again, it is the same mistake. The body is not well balanced for my taste. So if this camera was a little longer, the weight in hand, I feel that it will be better distributed, so I would have loved it more. But other than that, it's at the limit. Again, I'm not disliking it, but I'm not also thrilled. But for people that have a small hand, for women, for kids, and so on, I think it's okay. If you have a big hand and you want to have a better grip, you need to add a grip and you'll be okay. I think, I don't know, because I don't want to add a grip to this camera. I feel that it's ruining the purpose of this camera. But overall, with a hand strap like this, yes, it's okay. It's okay with a hand strap like this. So there are ways to make it work for you with small lenses, but also with big lenses. I will show you how this camera is staying with this huge lens. So overall, this is my personal point of view regarding size and ergonomics. Now for the beginners, for the TikTok users, for a camera that is standing on a tripod and to film yourself, I think it's okay. It's irrelevant and the size is very okay for an everyday carry camera, and the size, it's also very okay to integrate this camera with your daily activities, because here we have a flat design that I'm really loving it a lot. So if you travel and have daily activities and you are from there to there and there to there, I really love this camera. It's easy to put it on the table however you want and in any position, and it will not fall. It will not attach by mistake to your clothes or to your bag and so on. So really loving the design and size for a daily camera that you can take it and throw it from there to there. Now let me address the buttons and the wheels. Well, I'm very impressed with the buttons and the wheels. The feedback, the haptics are very, very good. Even better, I would say, than XT50 buttons and wheels and X106, some buttons and some wheels. Yes, at buttons and wheels, 10 out of 10 from my point of view. Clicky buttons, you can find them easily, you can access them easily, you can maneuver the buttons easily, and also the wheels. I thought that I would not like the exposure compensation dial, this customizable wheel, but I really like how it's working. Really love it a lot. And also the front wheel, so everything about buttons and wheels, it's perfection from my point of view. Really loving it a lot, what they did with the buttons and wheels. 10 out of 10, I'm really not complaining here, and you know that I'm picky and I've complained on other premium cameras like X106 and XT50. So really great buttons and wheel, they really impressed me. Now I also want to address a little the doors, because in general, yes, some doors from some Fujifilm premium cameras like XT50, like X106 and so on, they aren't as premium as the doors that you have on X-M5. So even if you have a plastic build, the build is very well made. So I'm totally impressed with the build quality and how you can access and use all these buttons, wheels, doors, screen. The screen is very nice integrated, very flashed. So all it's really great when it comes to operation, to build quality, to feedback of the buttons and of these manual controls. Now, as a side note, if you want to use this camera to film yourself, you have here a thread mount that it's blocking the door. And this is a bummer, but I understand that using a small rig L plate or grip, you can mount this camera on a tripod and have access to your battery. So have that in mind, but there are solutions there. Also regarding the ergonomics for filming yourself, you have here the microphone input. So everything, it's really working nice, easy, flawlessly, also for photo and also for video. So I'm really impressed with the design and the ergonomics of this camera. If you'll get used to it and if you'll set it up, you'll be pretty okay. In general, for me, for my needs, I would have wanted more buttons. But for an average user, for a beginner, for someone who just starts photography or videography, and even for an advanced user, it's not a deal breaker. Because you also have touch functions. You have 4 touch functions that are working very okay. So you can set up on the screen 4 touch functions and you'll be pretty okay. Also, the recording button and the Q button, very clicky, you can let them like this or customize them. So all is very fine regarding the ergonomics of this camera. Really loving it a lot for what it is. Again, I'm not expecting this camera to act as a Fujifilm X-T50 when it comes to controls and ergonomics for photography. I have the right expectations and the expectations are very well met. And not just well met, but I feel that Fujifilm offered more. So Fujifilm for this price regarding ergonomics and build quality offered more. Now let's talk about the AF of this camera, because in general Fujifilm cameras are known to have problems when it comes to AF. Well, this is where the things are mind-blowing for me, because on a budget camera, on an entry-level camera, they've put top-notch AF, and the AF, it is top-notch in Fujifilm terms again, but it's pretty okay, I'm not complaining, because you have the X-Trans 26 megapixel sensor and the latest X processor 5 sensor. And this combo, X-Trans sensor with X processor, it's making this camera have very fast AF, very accurate AF, even faster and more reliable than older Fujifilm X-Trans 26 megapixel sensor cameras, and even faster and more reliable than X-T50, X-T5 cameras that have the 40 megapixel sensor. So you have on a budget, pocketable, almost pocketable camera, top-notch AF. So this is mind-blowing for me. Why Fujifilm you didn't put this on a professional camera like X-T5, X-T50? Now for X Pro 4, I do want a 26 megapixel sensor. I do prefer reliable, faster AF than a bigger sensor. I don't know, this is what I'm feeling now. I am loving very much the 40 megapixel sensor, but overall, the AF, I feel it's more important. It's more important. So IAF with continuous tracking in video and in photography, way better than the 40 megapixel sensor. So you have pro features when it comes to AF. Again, I'm not comparing this AF to a Sony A7C camera or to a Sony A9 camera. No, I'm comparing this camera in the Fujifilm terms, and the AF that I was able to see on this camera with the 26 megapixel sensor, it is the best AF that I was able to see till now on the Fujifilm cameras. And this AF, you'll have it just on X-H2S and on XS20 from what I know. Because Fujifilm is pushing the 40 megapixel sensor in all their cameras, and from my point of view, this is a mistake right now, because they don't have the AF accuracy and speed that it's on the X-Trans 26 megapixel sensor. So, another great point for this great budget cheap camera from Fujifilm. Now let's address the image quality. You don't have a 40 megapixel sensor, you have a 26 megapixel sensor. In real world use, the differences are very small. Yes, the 40 megapixel sensor, it may be a little sharper, it may resolve more details with the right lenses, not with the old lenses. It may have some advantages, and I'm not saying it has some quality advantages, but I think those advantages are too small for the majority of the people to realize them. So you will not be able to realize, from my point of view, the differences. The differences are there. I'm not saying that they aren't there, but this X processor with this X-Trans sensor, it's making from this 26 megapixel sensor a sensor that is rendering images very close as the 40 megapixel sensor. So again, another point for Fujifilm X-M5. So regarding image quality, from my point of view, it is very good. But here comes my biased opinion. To get that good image quality, you must use bigger lenses, because with X-M5, how I showed in another video, the best lenses are the smallest lenses. Check video here. So the smallest lenses, they are pairing well with X-M5, but they will not offer you the quality of a bigger lens. So this is where the tricky part comes in. So you will not buy Fujifilm X-M5 to use it with 18mm f1.4 in general. But I'm not saying you can't do this. You can do this, but already I'm feeling the weight of the lens. It is front heavy, very front heavy. It is pushing my fingers and it's a problem. Of course, you can add a grip, how I've said, but in general, it will not be fun at all because you don't have a tilt screen. So it will be pretty hard because you'll need to push the camera forward and the body and lens, it will be hard. Now look here, look at this crazy combo. It is doable with two hands. I'm not saying it's not doable, but it will be easier if you had an EVF. So this combo, crazy big, crazy unbalanced. So yes, I'm not recommending doing this. But with the right lenses that I've recommended in my Fujifilm X-M5 guide, check links in the comments and description and also in the card of this video, you'll get a nice pair, you'll get a nice balance, and you'll get great image quality. This is the 50mm f2 Fujicron lens, and also the Fujifilm 35mm f2, it will stay great, and also the 35mm f1.4, it will be okay. But more than that, also the latest lens from Fujifilm, the 23mm f2.8. So overall, you'll be pretty okay if you'll know to choose the right lenses regarding image quality. But if you want to go to the f1.4 lenses, then you'll have some problems. Again, it's not impossible. You can add the smaller grip and you'll have a bigger body and the camera will be better balanced. So it's not impossible. Have that in mind. By the way, if you want to make better photos, you must know that it's not about the gear. It's about composition. It's about light. It's about seeing with your eyes and pre-visualizing the picture. So for this, I've recently launched a course with my techniques to get better pictures. So if you want to learn to make better pictures and especially composition, why not join my Photography Academy? To get access to my course, you must be subscribed to my channel and join my membership Photography Academy level. When you'll have that level, you'll have access to my street photography composition course, where I show you how I am making the pictures and where I teach you how to make the same picture. So I'm telling you why a picture is good and why it's working and why I've decided to keep it in color or to keep it in black. So you learn lots of tips and techniques if you are joining the membership program. And more than that, joining my membership, it means that any premium course that I will launch, you'll have access to it. So join now my TM Photography Academy by subscribing to my channel and hit the join button from YouTube. Now let me address also the video part because it is the first camera from Fujifilm where I feel that I like to use it for videos. I'm really loving the fact that this camera can shoot using the horizontal mode vertical videos, and not just for TikTok, because I'm not using this camera for TikTok or Instagram, even if it will be great for this. No, but for family short videos with the 15-second timer, it's really great. It's really great. And more than that, you can transfer fast those videos, those short clips to your phone. So I'm really in love with this feature. This is one of the best features that X-M5 has for me. I really love a lot and I would love to use this camera in a project in doing short street photography videos in the vertical mode using this camera. And some people laughed about Fujifilm, why they've put a vertical recording in the horizontal mode of the camera. Well, because it is simpler for the user. For myself, it is simpler to keep the camera like this, to put the camera in the horizontal mode on the tripod and film a vertical clip. It is simpler. The flow, it's nice. So Fujifilm really did a great job here with that vertical mode. Also, you can record 6K, 4K, 60p and all kinds of crazy video specs, and the camera will work very, very well. More than that, if you want to do better videography with the camera, this camera, it is prepared because it is compatible with the Fujifilm Cooler. So you can record longer videos. This is huge if you want to start some videography business with this camera. If you are young and have money just for this camera, I think it's a real great start for this. Because you have the Fujifilm colors, the Fujifilm Maximum Grade AF that Fujifilm has, and you can start using this really, really great. Now I also want to touch the battery life. The battery life, it is very, very good. It is way better than the battery life of Fujifilm X-T30 Mark II. And also I feel that the battery, it is way better than the Fujifilm X-T50 battery life. So the battery life, it is crazy good on this camera with all this performance. Now let's also address that you have all the Fujifilm film simulations on this camera. So all the Fujifilm simulations. This is huge. If you want to shoot video or want to shoot photo with the Fujifilm color, you have it here. You have it here. So in conclusion, for who is this camera? Does it deliver for the targeted audience or it over delivers? From my point of view, Fujifilm over delivered with this camera. Yes, this camera over delivers for any Fujifilm shooter that already has a camera or for any new Fujifilm prospect that wants to enter in the Fujifilm ecosystem. I think it's a great camera to buy it, not to break the bank like you will pay on X106, X-T50 and other cameras, and to start using a Fujifilm camera. It will deliver and over-deliver on all the aspects: photography, videography, and so on. Now, is this camera for me, for myself, for my photography, for my street photography, for my way of shooting? No, I feel this camera is not for myself because I already have Fujifilm X-T50, I already have Fujifilm X-T3, I already have Fujifilm X106, and so on. But if I had just Fujifilm X-T3, X-T5, or any other X-T camera, and I wanted a small Fujifilm camera to complement it, a backup camera or a fun camera to take it with me everywhere and every day and in travel photography, then I would choose X-M5. Also, X-M5, I think it's a great tool for wedding photographers. So if you are shooting Sony, Canon, Nikon, and you want a fun little camera to take some snaps at weddings and events, this will do the job because it's very small and easy to take with you compared to X-T3, X-T5, X-T50 and other bigger cameras. This is smaller than X106, and pairing this camera with XF23mm f2.8, boom, you'll have a mini X106 in your pocket. So this is a great complementary camera, very well made and very well priced. This camera, compared to Lumix S9 or other cameras that tried this package, it's well made. Mechanical shutter, great powerful Pro AF, front wheel, back wheel, ergonomics, good build quality, what can I say? And a great price. I can't criticize this camera, I really can't. What this camera it's offering you, it's unbeatable, really unbeatable. You really don't need this camera if you already have, how I've said, many other Fujifilm cameras, and if you are an experienced photographer that can't live without an EVF. But other than that, a real powerful proposal from Fujifilm at a bargain price. So from my point of view, if you are a beginner or if you want to complement your Fujifilm X-T5 camera or other big camera like Nikon ZF, like Canon R8 and so on, then this little camera is the one to go for. So yes, Fujifilm really impressed me with this camera, even if this camera, again, is not the best of the best. I'm not saying it's the best, but for the price, it's over-delivering. From my point of view, it's offering double for what is the asked price. So yes, it's a glitch in the Fujifilm system, so this is why I recommend get this camera as fast as you can. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe now to my channel. Use my affiliate links if you want to buy something from the gear that I'm using from Amazon and B&H. Subscribe to my newsletter for more photography tips and tricks. Also, like this video, share this video, leave me your comments. And what is free and is helping the channel to grow is to check the next video. Thank you and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.